Good day, everyone. I think it's farming season has begun. Safe. I shouldn't say it's about to begin. It has begun because here they've started planting egusi. Some people have even started planting corn, even though I will not. It's not the proper thing to do right now. Well, but their corn has germinated right, though, but there's not enough water. Water is the rains haven't started fully. You understand? Just want to give a hint to some of my colleagues in this whole maize something. I know we learn every day. I've been in this maize business since 2018, actively 2018, from since 2018 when I finished university. Even though we've not made what we are looking for, but alhamdulillah, we are getting somewhere every year. We are improving. We are learning new steps. We are learning new strategies on how to go about it. Issue of security, issue of cost of equipment, cost of things you apply, things you need to use every year, that you need to renew them every year. Everything is becoming expensive, but alhamdulillah. Just a few tips for my maize people. First of all, I think we underrate the use of organic manure, and well, I saw it practically from my neighbors, people who also farm corn, but the village guys here, Fulanis, that is the nomads, people who are nomadic. Not that they settle here permanently, they move from one place to another. I was surprised to see how they plant maize without the use of fertilizers, inorganic fertilizers, and they had good results, even though it's not as much as what we're having, but the cost they've cut, they are making profit. Even though, yes, for example, where you need to buy like 6 bags of fertilizer, that is let's say 4 bags of NPK and 2 bags of urea to farm a hectare of land for a year, and you are not even making up to the standard, at least minimum of 35 bags per hectare. You are making around, let's say, 20 bags, or yes, 20 bags. You are making around 20 bags, 22 bags. If you want to, and they are not using these fertilizers, and maybe from a hectare of land, they are making around 15 bags. What's the essence of using those, as in those inorganic fertilizers with their cost? So what I learned, I just say let me share it briefly. I'm 3 minutes into the video, sir. I don't intend to do more than 5 minutes. Okay, first step, you clear your land. After clearing the land, second step, if you have access to tractors, you plow the land. Third step, you apply organic fertilizers. Now, if you don't have access to tractor, you keep your organic fertilizer. If they are caked, then you spray it on the land, the cleared land, before you do ridging. Since you don't have access to tractors, you just do ridging locally. Now, if they are not caked, if they are powdered, I will advise that you keep them. You do your ridge after clearing the land, then you follow the ridge. You start spraying on the ridge, so that you minimize waste. You will not start wasting on some places that doesn't even need the fertilizer. So after applying that fertilizer, before you plant. Now, if you are using tractor, after plow, you apply your fertilizer. I'm saying fertilizer, manure, organic manure. You apply your manure, then you harrow. After harrowing, you ridge. Now, after this ridging, you plant. How I do my planting, I do it locally. I've used the planter, and I've seen that it's not sustainable. It's very expensive and very difficult to maintain. So instead of spending close to 100,000 every year buying new ones, you can hardly use that planter properly for 2 farming seasons without having issues. So I just felt, for now, we've not gotten into it. I think we should go the manual way. So I plant manually with I have some laborers who do that for me. I do it myself also. We do it together. The the spirit of how do they call it, self? Esprit de corps. Now we do it together. We plant, let's say, this distance between one planting hole to the other should be your feet. I don't know the measurement. Let me just say 6. Is it 6 or 9 inches? Something of that nature. Your shoe. Yeah, that should be the distance. That is if the land is yeah, how they put it in Hausa, they'll say kasahena de karpi. That is if the land is fertile. That is if there's enough manure. But if you know the land is not fertile, you give more space than that, because your maize, if the stalks are not big, they don't produce big crops. You cannot have thin stalks with big crops on it. I don't know if it happens anywhere. I'm telling you practically. This is not from the books. I've been doing this every year. The ones with the big stalks, they have the big crops. They even have 2 crops. They have 3 crops. I've never seen 4 crops. I've never done 4 crops. I wouldn't say that. I've seen it in pictures, but I've never seen it in my own farm. But I've seen 2. I've seen 3. Now, after your planting, uh, now you know, because you've been using organic manure, you tend to reduce the number of fertilizer, inorganic fertilizer you are using. Once you are using organic manure, I think you should reduce it to 3 bags per hectare instead of the normal 6 bags per hectare. That is 2 bags of NPK and 1 bag of urea. How me I do it? I do side dressing. Some people do top application where they just come and spray it on top of the germinated corn. But me, I do side dressing. You know, I use stick to bore a whole side of it, or just in between two, I bore a hole and I put fertilizer there. Now, the step I was using before was 1 week after germination, you apply fertilizer. Once you see it germinating, give it 7 days and apply fertilizer. But the step I'm planning to use now is 3 weeks after germination, since I'm not using enough fertilizer. 3 weeks after germination, I'll try to observe if it's trying to become light pale green, then I apply my fertilizers. That will take it a long way, but I know it will not be pale green sef, because from what I've seen with this organic manure, it might even take them to the end of the whole thing. But just to make things balance, I'll use fertilizers too. So 3 weeks after germination, you use fertilizer. But before using fertilizer, I will advise, if you're not using a big farm, if you're not planting on a big space, you weed. You should weed. You should get people who know how to do this weeding. You should get people who know how to do this weeding. Then you should weed if you are doing a hectare. But if you are doing close to 5 hectares, 6 hectares, weeding becomes expensive. Then use chemicals for, for how do they call themselves, selective herbicides, for killing those herbicides. Use chemicals like 2,4-D. There's a chemical called 2,4-D. Use chemicals like Striker and the rest. Those are chemicals that are used for corn or for grasses. But the problem is they kill broadleaves, they don't kill grasses. So they work for corn, they work for rice, they work for maize and sorghum, they work for guinea corn and the rest. So use 2,4-D to kill the weeds. You understand? You kill weeds before you apply your fertilizers. Because if you don't kill weeds, if you apply fertilizers before killing weeds, you may also waste some of the fertilizer while weeding. That is if you are doing manual weeding. But if you are not doing manual weeding, good. You can apply your fertilizer before spraying chemicals. Now, once you observe your maize is now after that first application of inorganic fertilizers, once you observe your maize is now removing tassels. What they call tassels is what they call rice. Something you see like rice, like flowers. Then you apply your urea. Your urea, maybe the most common ones in Nigeria is what's it called, Indorama or Dangote. You apply your urea either through top application or through side dressing. Me, I prefer side dressing just for my own beliefs. I believe when you are doing side dressing, rain doesn't easily wash away the fertilizer when the rain is heavy and the likes. Once you observe the tassels coming out, you apply fertilizer. it helps your crops grow bigger. It helps your crops grow bigger. And I advise you, the spacing I gave you for planting, please, you plant one corn. My reason is this: except you are doing it by yourself, then you plant two corns, two seeds. If you tell your laborers to plant two seeds, they might do the mistake of planting more than two because they are trying to be fast so that they'll get their pay and they go home. And where the problem comes in is this: if they do more than two, you need to do sorting. You need to go around your farm. Anywhere there's more than two, you employ laborers again, or you do the stress of entering the farm again and start sorting, removing the smaller grown ones, leaving the bigger two. Now, it's either you pay laborers for that or you spend more energy in doing that. Another thing is this: if you don't do it, if you feel that there's no need to do it, those crops, those corn we call out smaller, some might not even produce. So have you seen a crop? There was a place I found last year. It was waterlogged. I never knew it was waterlogged, and the land is not that fertile. You see a crop and you see like 7 seeds on the body. I farmed 2 hectares of land. I was just trying to manage to see how to do that place, and lo and behold, I had 22 bags. 2 hectares, that is, I was having 11 bags per hectare. Yes, it was a loss, but alhamdulillah, at least it saved me. I sold and I made some money from it, even though I'll say it's not a profit, but alhamdulillah. So what you do is that spacing, you plant one seed, one seed, one seed. Once you plant one seed with this kind of fertile land that you've prepared, by the grace of God, maybe you might make that 4 cups per stalk. But then I will assure you, like our former president, President Muhammad Buhari, I assure you, you will make 2 cups. Yes, that one is guaranteed. I don't know for 3, I don't know for 4. 3 might come, it might not come. It might even come and the third one is not that good like the first 2. But the 2, if you make 2, they will be good by the grace of God. Now, this is just I said this is a brief, but I'm already 12 minutes into this video. Now, after you've applied your, what's it called? Your urea, you wait for the crops to come out. Please, what I learned last year has helped. Once the crops come out, make sure the crops fall by itself. It shouldn't be standing when you are harvesting the corn. The crop, after it's heavy, after it's mature, everything, it will break by itself. It will not fall on the ground. It will just break and be hanging. It will be suspending on the stalk. That's when it's due for harvest. Don't bypass security. If you have a big space and it's not close to you, it's inside the bush, please get someone who can do the job of a security. If you can do it by yourself, please don't bypass security. I'm telling you, a lot of people lose to theft. What they lose to theft is even more than the issue of fertilizer and what have you that we've been complaining. Please don't bypass security. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you another day. Assalamu alaikum.